Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Brian. This is Tech Therapy. This is an end of the year before holiday Best Buy walkthrough. This was done actually at the end of September, so the prices will not match, but that's okay. I want to show you the layout of the Best Buy in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
I've seen things people wouldn't believe.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. As I mentioned, this is another Best Buy walkthrough. These are a community and family favorite. Been doing these for years. I go in so you don't have to. Primarily, they used to be in just to show you price checks. That's why I would go in the stores. Now, primarily, they're there just to show you the inventory, the state of the business, and to show you stores where many of you still can't get out to them, or there aren't Best Buys or large retailers by you. I'd like to show you how each store is set up. I love the store here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, not only because it was very warm when I was there shooting this video. As you'll see a clip from the beach, I was swimming around that same time. It was already getting chilly here. It's freezing. Now, we're a couple days from Christmas Eve. I want to wish you and your family a happy holidays. I hope you guys are all safe, happy. You are with friends and family. If you don't have friends and family, you do have friends here. You do have family here in this community, and I'm thankful and so very happy to have you guys. This video, I do love the way this Best Buy is set up. The reason being, it's a little haphazard. It's fairly large. It's the only one in that area, so that's why it might be the way it is. But I love its Sony setup. Its Samsung setup is one of the largest I've ever seen with all the models. Vizio is represented there. Hisense is represented there. But what was great for me to see, even though I typically see this in store at Value Electronics, is seeing an 83-inch A90J versus a 77-inch A80K. Seeing that for a few minutes, seeing that in store was amazing. The A95K, and seeing also the way they have their displays from the same manufacturer side by side, X90K, X95. That's something I wish they would do more here. It gives the consumer a better eye to see comparisons themselves. You'll see OLEDs and LEDs in bright rooms. I don't want these stores to go away. I think the more options that we all have, the better. And even though you guys rely a lot on influencers and guys like me to do comparisons and show you what's there, I still think the ability for you to be able to walk in, go in, see, touch, experience it for yourself is something that only can be done in store, and I hope they are always there for that. But I love doing these Best Buy videos. I won't stop doing them as long as Best Buy is around. Speaking of that, go in, support your local retailers, whether it's a small retailer or a large retailer. I think we're better with them around. E-commerce and shopping online is great, but the ability to walk in and see what's there is so valuable, as well as supporting the employees at all of our local businesses, restaurants, stores. They're there working, buying things there obviously helps. But I thought this store was cool. I thought you guys would appreciate it, especially being in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, where it was definitely warmer and is warmer now than it is here. I want to take a second to thank you guys for all your friendship, all your love, all your support, all your camaraderie, the community. I really do appreciate you guys, and I am so grateful to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Have a very happy, safe holiday. Enjoy your friends, enjoy your family. I'm here. If you don't have either friends or family, we are friends, we are family, we're community. Love you guys. I hope you enjoy the video. I will see you in the comments. This will be the last video before Christmas. I'll have videos all next week leading up to CES, where I will be in Vegas with the rest of the crew. Love you guys. Again, appreciate you so much. I hope you enjoy the video. Take care. All right, guys, as we look off in the distance and see the Costco from South Carolina, Myrtle Beach, we'll start off with Neo QLED 8K mini LED over here randomly in the corner playing a movie next to a G2. next to LG and Vizio. Now, this is also the only really haphazard section of the store next to the former Magnolia offices, which are to the right. Some TVs strewn about. This is the only part of the story that's a little unkept, as there's this random record player I thought looked cool, had speakers built into it with TVs off in the distance. But I didn't know what I was in for. Here is LG represented off away from Sony and Samsung, which I've never really seen before. It's off here to the side. Ignore the prices. This was filmed in actually early October. LG's lineup very, very strong this year. C2, G2 at the top, QNED at the end of the year. Some nano cells still there. Looks good. There's Vizio. Great to see Vizio in full effect here in South Carolina. Not so much here. I'm hoping to secure some time either with Vizio. I do have a video coming out on them, but I'd love to know what their direction is and what they have going on. Lots of rumors about talent they've acquired. We'll talk about that in an upcoming video, but it's good to see it here represented, not only prices, but to help delineate the different models. Nice to see Vizio there next to LG versus off to the side with nothing. Now, here's something I've never really seen is this I thought were open boxes. They're actually new TVs. You can see they're wrapped together and they're stood on their sides in a way, or I should say tall-wise or lengthwise. A lot of people say don't ship your TVs this way. I guess they're showing you it's totally fine. This is basically their storage. And again, I thought it was an open box or, return TVs. And I look at an A90K, basically the highest end 4K TV on the market is just there chilling. As we go into the listening section where the receivers, the speakers, and projectors are, little larger than the ones we have here in our Magnolia centers of Best Buy in Connecticut. Nice to see it. This is before the new receivers had come out. Good to see it. Good to see the projectors and also the speakers in full effect. The listening rooms will always have a special place in my heart, as I remember Tweeter, Sounds Incredible, Circuit City, The Wiz all had pretty amazing listening rooms where you get those amazing demo materials with surround sound. So good to see you there. They also have a newer display there in the room, but they all will always have a close meaning to me as we go off to the side. Now, typically you'll have random TVs here and boom, one of the highest TVs out is just over here chilling in the corner. And at this point, my local Best Buy had not even had an A95K yet. They do have these panels now, but a few months earlier, here we are in Myrtle Beach, where all the panels are represented. A95K, A90K. As we go by this random Samsung twisty turn LED that we also have in Connecticut. Large store stopping by Hisense. We only have one display here from Hisense. U80H was there, but in a box, not there on display. I believe it was there, but they're represented. They have their TV there. Now, I'm going to spend a lot of time on Sony here. Seeing a Sony launch pad or kiosk this large was pretty cool. To see an A80J, or I'm sorry, an A80K go against an A90J, seeing all the different panels, this many was awesome. Now, it's hard to tell here, but that is an 83-inch Sony A90J versus a 77-inch A80K. You very rarely see those two matched up. We're going to go back to it. And then here's an A90K. At this point, this was the first time I had seen the A90K, and here it was in store in its own special section, which I thought was very cool. Again, ignore the prices. But seeing two heavyweights like this, that's why they're in the thumbnail. Seeing the A90J, again, one of the best OLEDs ever made, go against the new A80K isn't new now, but you see how close they are. You can see the size difference between 83 and 77. Super important to see TVs this size together. Typically in the Best Buys around me, Sony only really has the 800 series or that series below the X. This year would be the X80. They typically have those large, cheaper LEDs instead of higher end, larger panels. To me, super important to have things over 55 and 65 in store. Not only are they cool to look at, but you get to see the size, the grace of how beautiful they are. I also love this setup here. Sony used to do many more of these. It's almost a side-by comparison of their own products. LED versus OLED, X90 versus A80K. Seeing these X95, X90K, seeing them side by side like this is a perfect comparison. Very similar to the way we shoot them at home, but even better. They're in a brighter room, and in this brighter room, you can really see a mini LED go against an LED. You can really see, hey, I favor the inky blacks of this one or the contrast ratio of this one versus the higher peak brightness of the LED. Love those side by side. I really wish that all of the manufacturers are that way, or all the local Best Buys were that way. I could sit here and film this and check out these comparisons for hours. Now, the footage is sporadic simply because I do not have permission to shoot in this specific Best Buy. I will seek it next time I'm down there. Talk to a couple employees, and there's the open box right there on the floor. I'm sorry, to the right on that U-boat. I actually did a video in this store about do not buy open boxes that you see laying on the floor like that as we glance back over. But look, you have about 6 TVs represented, plus 4 in these separate areas. So there's 10 of them altogether, minus the A95K and the A90. So it's about 12, 13 TVs that they have showing up there. Awesome. Sony, great job in this particular location. And look how many there are. That's the best way to do a comparison if you're in person. Stand around, check it out. So important that you're able to do that. And I'm glad that Sony's panels. But Samsung's, this is the largest I've ever seen for them, showing up always with their flagship in the middle, their 8K flagship. Then they'll have their 6, 7, 8 series. That's how it's been throughout the years. The frame off to the side. Look how many Samsungs are there. That's how it should look in these larger stores. Being able to see the flagship, the 6 series, 7 series, 8 series, 9 series. This is the biggest I've ever seen in a Best Buy, having both Samsung, look how large that is, Samsung and Sony represented, super important. And while the rest of the store I showed you in the beginning was kind of haphazard, this part very clean and giving you all the selection, the mini LEDs, the LEDs, and the OLEDs, the QLEDs, everything together really gives you a real sense of scale and what the picture quality is like. I know retail mode is very bright, but you can see retail mode versus retail mode. So very cool that they're like that. Look how many. That is awesome. Samsung still has the best, for me, visual cues in store. The way that their, quantum dots do show up better in a bright room. They're the ones that turn your head. Though I will say Hisense, seeing them in the U8H, they got to get more of their TVs in store, but they look amazing. Today, though, we're missing TCL, but that was Samsung, Sony. Really, really nice to be in the store and see how well put together it is. I'll definitely go back when I go to visit before CES and see if I can get some more footage as we peek at the S95B, which is still hidden over here in the corner. I know Samsung tells them where to put it, but it's amazing how one of the best TVs of the year are off to the side. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Happy holidays. Love you guys. Take care. I'll see you in the comments.